This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. I'm Hal Mayer. Legislative efforts are underway in many states to remove parental choice for childhood vaccines, with new proposed bills removing religious and philosophical exemptions to childhood vaccines, which are mandated as a requirement for school attendance. In general, the public is opposed to removing parental consent to vaccines, and most bills seeking to remove parental authority have been met with stiff opposition and been defended at the state level. One bill that was successful was SB 277, which was passed in California in 2015, removing the religious and philosophical exemptions to vaccines. Today, the only option parents in California have to get an exemption to vaccines as a requirement for school attendance is to get their doctor to sign a medical exemption. However, the pharmaceutical lobby in California has not been satisfied with the results of SB 277 and are now going after doctors who write medical exemptions for vaccines. While a lawsuit against the California State Medical Board for illegally targeting medical doctors who write legitimate medical exemptions to vaccines for their patients makes its way through the legal process, most doctors in California now fear writing medical exemptions to vaccines, as they would risk losing their license to practice medicine in California. Parents who now want to protect their children from the dangers of the CDC vaccine schedule, either by refusing certain vaccines or following a different vaccine schedule, are left with almost no options. As a result, many parents are choosing to homeschool their children to escape the mandatory vaccine mandates. It should come as no surprise, therefore, that the vaccine extremists who believe that all vaccines are safe for all children all the time, by force if necessary, are now targeting homeschool children. Several states are proposing new laws that would require homeschool families to allow government-represented medical professionals to come into their homes to approve them as homeschools, including checking the children's medical records to ensure they are following the CDC vaccine schedule. We reported earlier this year that Oregon Governor Kate Brown has submitted a 2-year budget proposal to the Oregon State Legislature that would require universal home visits for new parents. Patrick Allen, the director of the Oregon Health Authority, made this comment about the governor's proposal. When the program is complete, every new parent, this includes adoptions, would receive a series of 2 or 3 visits by someone like a nurse or other healthcare practitioner. The visits would include basic health screenings for babies, hooking parents up with primary care physicians, linking them to other services, and coordinating the myriad childhood immunizations that babies need. 2 other states are now considering new bills aimed at getting access to children at home with their families. In Iowa, HF 272, sponsored by State Representative Mary Masher, would require families to submit proof of their child's required immunizations and require health and wellness checks of families who engage in independent private instruction or private instruction. The bill reads, the Board of Directors of the school district shall conduct quarterly home checks to check on the health and safety of children located within the district who are receiving independent private instruction or private instruction. The bill also states that these home visits shall take place in the child's residence with the consent of the parent, guardian, or legal custodian, and an interview or observation of the child may be conducted. If parents do not provide consent, then the school district, the juvenile court, or district court, upon showing a probable cause, may authorize the person making the home visit to enter the home and interview or observe the child. This bill essentially puts homeschooling families on the level of parents who have been accused or have had a finding of child abuse or neglect. In Illinois, House Bill 3560 has been introduced, which provides that after a homeschooling registration form is submitted, the State Board of Education must request a Child Protective Service unit of the Department of Children and Family Services to investigate the home in which the homeschooling will occur to ensure there is no suspected child abuse or neglect in the future. It provides that after the investigation by the Child Protective Service unit is complete, the state board must notify the school district in which the home is located that the child is being homeschooled. Cornell Law School states the Fourth Amendment originally enforced the notion that each man's home is his castle, secure from unreasonable searches and seizures of property by the government. It protects against arbitrary arrests and is the basis of the law regarding search warrants, stop and frisk, safety inspections, wiretaps, and other forms of surveillance, as well as being central to many other criminal law topics and to privacy law. The Fourth Amendment discusses the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures, and shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Whatever your convictions are about vaccinations, the point of sharing this article is the prophetic connection. Every principle of the U.S. Constitution will be repudiated. The Fourth Amendment already is being repudiated in California by removing religious and philosophical objections to vaccinations, and is proposed to be violated in Iowa and Illinois. If the government can remove religious objections as a reason for opting out of vaccinations, how easy will it be for other religious liberty issues to be violated? Would this set a precedent? While the following statement is addressing papal falsehoods, it also points out that every principle of the U.S. Constitution would be repudiated. When Protestantism shall stretch her hand across the gulf to grasp the hand of the Roman power, when she shall reach over the abyss to clasp hands with spiritualism, when under the influence of this threefold union, our country shall repudiate every principle of its Constitution as a Protestant and Republican government, and shall make provision for the propagation of papal falsehoods and delusions, then we may know that the time has come for the marvelous working of Satan and that the end is near. That's fifth volume of the Testimonies, page 451. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.